All right, so she uploaded another Q&A, so let's go through these. Some of them are pretty stupid. Most of them are kind of nothing burgers, but there are a few of them that are worth talking about. So, okay, how's your night so far? Had a very cathartic journal session. It was kind of heavy, but I think I feel better. Proud of you for speaking your truth, Amber. Thank you, Amber. There's no truth happening here. Would you ever do a Q&A with Mama Lynn? Now, I would like to hear a Q&A just with Mama Lynn, but I actually might be interesting to see them together do a Q&A because something tells me Amber wouldn't let her mom talk much, right? And would sort of control the conversation, but let's see what she says. We probably would have done it already if it wasn't for a certain portion of my audience. My mom isn't happy with how people treat me and what they say about our mother-daughter relationship. We are both on the same page with that. I mean, maybe, but we haven't heard from Mama Lynn, right? I've never heard Mama Lynn say anything about the haters. So the thing is, I mean, I know she's Amber's mom, and there's a relationship there that's like, kind of no matter what happens, you kind of have to back up your daughter. But I just don't think she understands what is wrong or why we are so critical of Amberlynn. And I wonder if she has ever brought up the idea of just not posting to YouTube to Amber. Probably not, because I don't think Amber really has a choice. And I think Mama Lynn knows that. So she's just going to let her do her thing. Well, and we know how Amberlynn would act if Mama Lynn tried to give her actual advice, or constructive criticism. I don't think it would go very well. But no, I don't think Mama Lynn cares as much as Amber makes her sound like she does. How's your inner child doing? Wounded, you guys. So wounded. Shut up. Do crumble cookies actually taste good, or is it all hype? Ugh. I can't even look at crumble cookies the same way anymore after the crumble cookie crumble.
Crumble cookie crumble.
Ugh, gross. How many of these do you send yourself? Be for real. I don't send any to myself, and I've proved that time and time again by posting screenshots and screen recordings. I'm not sure how that would. I mean, I guess I'd have to see him to see what she's talking about, but I'm not so sure. Was it really funny for you when your ex passed out drunk and you took photos? At the time, I was freaking out. Everyone around me was trying to get me to calm down, but I was scared. I was worried and crying and instantly sobering up and getting them in the shower. Months later, we all laughed about it. I gotta admit, as familiar as I am with gorlworld, I'm not sure what they're talking about here, but what I'm gonna guess is that Amberlynn was not crying and freaking out. I'm guessing she was laughing while she was taking the pictures. Because think about that. She would have to be, if she was freaking out and crying and everybody was having to calm her down, she would have to be like this. Oh no, I'm freaking out, man. I'm freaking out. Let's make sure we got some photos. That makes no sense. I'm guessing she thinks it's funny when her significant other passes out drunk. And somebody else was probably like, bro, let's get them into the shower. This is scary. And she was probably like, okay, whatever. I'm taking my pictures. I don't care about that. I don't care about that. How do you feel about having your BPD constantly invalidated? No one deserves it. It's hard for sure. People have no idea what I experience daily, especially off of YouTube. When she describes BPD and like the treatments and stuff, it's not particularly accurate. So you're only human, and these reaction channels are making you out to be less than one. Much love. Thank you, I appreciate it. And definitely, they just need someone to be a punching bag for their own enjoyment, to numb themselves for a bit so they don't have to think of the things they dislike about themselves or their life. No, honestly, it's just fun to talk about shitty people. I'm an easy target, especially because that community has allowed that kind of harassment and bullying towards me. They've made it okay. It's not harassment or bullying. You're posting your shit to the internet. Anybody can say anything they want about it. If they were coming to your house and saying these things, that would be harassment. But sorry, if you don't want commentary, then shut the fuck up. And here's the thing, you can say whatever you want, but that doesn't mean people can't respond or react, you know? What is that saying? It's free speech, not consequence-free speech. I'd be so embarrassed to have old messages from years ago resurface. Like, that's not me. For real. 7 to 9-year-old messages is insane work. Even messages from 3 years ago. For most people, yeah. But not for Amberlynn. She is the exact same person as she was 9 years ago. You could just, because the thing is, she has documented it, right? Every step of her life for the past 12 years has been documented. So we can just watch her not change at all. Are you hurt by how Beck and Destiny have handled everything? I've never betrayed them, but they've done it to me. It hurts, yeah. Those are two people I once loved and trusted. And again, they are simply saying we were in an abusive, emotionally abusive, and narcissistic relationship. It was awful, and this is what happened. If you were to ask a psychologist what would happen if a narcissist gets called out after a narcissistic relationship ends, this is exactly what they would say. She's turning everything around. This is exactly it. If I would have ever known they'd share personal details and lie about me, it's funny. She says they're lying about things, and then when she comes out and says, this is what they're lying about, but I actually did this and that, she wants us just to believe her, even though she has proven time and time again that she's not trustworthy. So, shut up. I would never have been with them. The more they share, the more I realize they both hated me while knowing me. So why were they with me? They probably didn't at the time. In fact, at the beginning, they probably didn't realize what was going on. It took them a while to kind of get to the point where they're like, holy shit, this sucks. Friends with me, money. And of course, it comes back to money, right? So much of her personality and her entire existence revolves around her worth when it comes to money that she can't see past it. So once she starts getting called out, it's easy for her to just say, well, they were just using me for my money. But on the other hand, she admits that she love bombed and probably still does, but at the time she was love bombing anybody and everybody. She was trying to buy love. So yeah, they didn't really have much of a choice. You giving them crap all the time and buying them stuff because you were love bombing them. And then once you got tired of them or once you got mad, then you would take it away. You would hold it over their heads. And then you would expect their obedience and their respect in return for buying them things, even though you were the one kind of forcing it on them. So if they had gotten a relationship with you and you had no money, I think it would have ended up exactly the same. Witnessing the evidence of me being used years later publicly like this is mind-blowing. Shut up. Are you ever going to date again? Never. I'm done. Okay. Once Mama Lynn gets tired of hauling her ass around, you bet there's going to be a caretaker right around the corner. Salty Crab's video was insane. If anyone did that to anyone else, it would clearly be harassment. Yeah, or imagine if I did it. My goodness. No, it's not harassment. You don't know what that means. I'll just repeat this. If she came to your house and said that would be harassment. Just like you can say whatever you want on your channel, she could say whatever she wants on her channel. Sorry. As long as it's not against YouTube terms of service. And that was not. So, tough titties. Amber, this life is so short, and I don't want you to look back and say that it was filled with hatred. I think about that more than you know. The martyrdom and pretending like she's some moral beacon of justice and goodness in the world, when she is probably maybe one of the worst people in the world. Yeah, it's narcissism. Period. Point blank, period. What your exes are doing says more about their character than yours. Absolutely agree. Yeah, kinda. Because they're calling you out on your shit and you suck. So, yeah, it shows bravery that they're coming out knowing that you're going to do this kind of stuff. right? They knew you were going to throw a hissy fit and start darvoing all over the place. So yeah, it does. They were brave. Would you ever be interviewed by a critic? It's clear that you misunderstand the criticisms. And it's clear what I say and who I am as a person is misunderstood as well. So she's admitting she misunderstands the criticism. So here's my question, Amber. If you misunderstand the criticism, maybe if you understood them, maybe you would see that you are understood, right? That's kind of the whole point. You need to understand what we're saying to be able to know what we think about you. But I don't think it really matters anyway, because even if she understood everything we told her, it wouldn't change anything. So I love you, Amberlynn. Don't let the haters bring you down. You're amazing, hearts and stars. Thank you so much, Amber. You're welcome, Amber. So that was it for this one. It was mostly a hug box, but a couple of them she picked out that were sort of critical so that she can say she's taken the hard questions. She gave just bullshit answers that just prove time and time again that she is a hard narcissist. So anyway, I appreciate you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.